Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond. Today I'm bringing you another collab video with Andrea from Beauty with Andie. We decided to use a palette that Andrea hasn't used in quite a while and I have never used despite it being in my collection for probably a couple of years. So I'm just going to show you straight up what palette we chose. So it's the Too Faced chocolate gold palette, and I'm sure many of you are already aware of what it looks like on the inside. So I'm just going to make sure I flip the mirror down first so I don't blind you all. So it's a really pretty palette, and I've sort of just swatched a couple of these shades the other day when I just wanted to sort of see what the formula was like in it, and I thought I might go ahead and swatch the whole palette just to help myself decide which shades I want to use, because we decided rather than doing a palette bingo again like we did on our last collab video, which I will make sure that I link at the end of this video. If you guys haven't seen it, you can go check that one out. Yeah, so we basically decided to just give each other free rein. The only sort of agreement is that we both use this palette and just see what each of us creates. We're going to leave it a surprise for each other. So I'm going to jump off camera. I'm going to swatch it and then I'll be back with the swatches. Okay, so I have the swatches here for you. I didn't see the point in swatching the cream shade called Rolling in Dough because it just wouldn't show up, and I didn't leave myself a lot of room by leaving my watch on. So they are the shades swatched there. There's plenty of pretty shades in there. I'm feeling that I'm going to have to at least use this pink here. So I've gone from top to bottom and left to right. So see if we can fit that in. I can't see at all what I'm showing you, so hopefully I've got that in frame. So the gold is really standing out to me up here, and definitely the pink. I'm thinking that what I might do is, we'll see, this is the intention where we're starting with, but I'm thinking maybe to do this quint there. So I think we'll just sort of get into it. I'll wipe these swatches off my arm so I don't put the shadow everywhere. And yeah, it was basically, this came about because Andrea had mentioned this particular palette in one of her videos and asked whether anyone was interested in collabing, and I thought I'd jump at the chance because of the fact that I have never used this palette yet. So I really like finding reasons to actually use my collection. So and let's talk about my haircut, because I went the other day, and I'll talk to you while I am actually getting ready. And a little while ago I ended up just dip into a nice what shall I do? They're all shimmer shades that I chose, so that's not going to work real well. Most of this palette is actually shimmer shades. There's only like 4 mattes in the whole palette, so I might just do like my crease with this shade here. So oh, there's a lighter kick up in this particular Too Faced palette. So yeah, so I have mentioned in the past, but I know I've got some new subscribers, so forgive me for repeating myself, but basically my last 2 hairdressers got pregnant, and when the first one got pregnant, she took some maternity leave, and I found another one close to me, and she then got pregnant as well, and then moved away. So I found a new hair salon close to me, but obviously I'd never been there before and I didn't know what to expect. So I booked in with a particular hairdresser, and I booked it directly with her. And anyway, I ended up, I turned up on the day for my haircut, and I'm thinking, what will I go in with next? I think I might go in with the gold. So I'm not sure how these are gonna apply with a brush, so I'll try first, and then if it doesn't work, I have to do it with my finger. So I've got absolutely no idea how this is going to turn out, but we'll see. I'm just trying to find a brush that I think will work with a shimmer. I've still got Siobhan's, which I'll link up in the cards. Recently, my friend Siobhan, who lives in New Zealand, sent me these Rapha brushes for my birthday, which was absolutely unexpected and very, very lovely of her. So I might try and use this packing brush that she sent me and go into the gold and see how well that applies. Yeah, so basically, oh, that's applying quite nicely. It's probably a bit washed out by the ring light, unfortunately, because it is a very, very gloomy day here today, and I'm not getting a lot of natural light. Plus my ring light's not in front of the window, so the lighting isn't even. But yeah, anyway, so I turned up for this haircut expecting a certain person to cut my hair, and I ended up with an apprentice that I wasn't expecting. They didn't ask me, and I didn't understand the process at the time that this salon followed. So I just went along and I didn't say anything, and turns out that the apprentice actually cut my hair really, really well. So I thought, oh, this is really good, and she's young, and you know, I made a joke about my last two hairdressers getting pregnant, and she was like, yeah, you've got no worries with me, because I don't even have a partner. And I thought, well, that doesn't stop people from getting pregnant. But you know, I didn't say that, of course. And anyway, I thought, this is really good. Like, I'm going to rebook in. I'm just going to use my color switch. I'm going to book in with her for my next haircut. So I was due just for a fringe cut, because I'm only going every 8 weeks to get a proper, like, full haircut. And I'm just going to go in with the pink now and see how well this applies. I may, once I've applied initially with a brush, I might sort of try and tap on the color with my finger to get a bit more sort of deeper color sort of payoff. So I could try and wet these as well, but I just sort of want to blend them first before I go in with a real intense color. Yeah, so anyway, so I booked in the other day with this apprentice. I rang up, and she was the one who actually answered the phone, and I was like, oh, that's good. No, I booked in. Anyway, I turned up, and a different girl grabbed me this time, and the apprentices were there, and she looked at me and I walked in, and I mean, I only seen her once, so I didn't expect her to sort of really recognize me. Anyway, I got sat down, and I thought, this is really strange. Like, this is the second time it's happened where I've booked in with a particular person and ended up with someone else. So I asked the question, and I wasn't trying to be a Karen. And anyway, I'm going to go in with the purple now. So just use my color switch again. And so I just asked the question, and I said, look, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just curious, why, when I book in with a particular person, do I just sort of end up with whoever cutting my hair? And she just sort of looked at me and she said, well, who are you booked in with? And I said, Emily. And she said, well, it's not in the book that you booked in with Emily. You just booked in with whoever. And I said, but I spoke to Emily on the phone, and I booked in with her. So she asked her, and she asked, you know, the apprentice, and she said, oh yeah. And she said, well, why didn't you come over? when you saw this lady walk in, if she was booked in with you. So anyway, the older lady went and checked the book, and she said, "You're not booked in with Emily, because when you booked in with a certain person, you get an R next to your name, which means that you've requested a certain person." And I just said, well, I did speak to Emily, and I did tell her I wanted her to cut my hair. And I said, because she did a really good job last time. And she said, yeah, that's no problem. Like, we can get Emily to do your hair. Now, I think the fact that the older lady had sort of chipped the apprentice for not booking properly, even though my name was under Emily's name in the book, that is blending quite nicely, but not much of a definition between the purple and the pink. So I might try and intensify that pink a little bit more. What else am I going to do? Oh, there's a shade called Gold Dipped. So that is that one there. I'm going to put that under my lash line. And I might go in with this. I don't know how well it's going to pick it up, but it's the Refa brush in number 13. So we'll see how well. I don't know. It might be a bit too fluffy for my lower lash line, but we'll see. Yeah, so I don't know whether because she got chipped that she was nervous or whatever. I'm really going to have to turn my ring light off so you guys can see the intensity of this when I'm finished. I think she rushed my fringe trim a little bit, because look how short it is. And last time she cut my hair, it was a bit longer, sort of down the sides here, and she chipped into it, and it wasn't so blunt and it wasn't so short. But, you know, I just sort of reassured her and I said, look, it's all good. You know, my hair grows fast. In a week, it'll look fine. So I felt really bad, Aura, and that's why I don't normally say things, but I was genuinely just curious how their system worked, so that I could work around it. I really, really didn't mean to get the girl into trouble. So I hope I didn't. But anyway, so I'm hoping that, like, I rebooked back in with her in another 4 weeks to get a full haircut. And I'm really, really hoping that she doesn't do a bad job of my hair again, of my fringe, because if she does, I won't be going back. Probably not to her and probably not to that salon. They seem to be quite disorganized. And I'm just going to now go in with this shade here for my inner corner. So yeah, I'm not normally one to complain. So, and I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't trying to complain. I was genuinely just curious. So this is quite a nice payoff so far. And I haven't had to use any setting spray or glitter glue. So we'll see how long that lasts without the glitter glue. So I'm just going to clean my finger up because I really do want to. I think I might spray the brush now and dip back into the pink to try and intensify that a little bit. Yeah, so I feel really like if I pull my hair up in a ponytail, it's just so blunt, and yeah, I really really don't like it. But like I said, one more week and it'll probably look fine. So all right, so let's dip into this pink and see whether or not I can get a bit of intensity to that for the center. So anyway, that story took a little bit longer. Yes, that makes such a difference. I may just have to do that to all the shades because that has made a huge difference and I love it. So anyway, yeah, I didn't mean that story to take quite so long, but I will, I'm actually going out, which is very unusual for me. I'm actually catching up with an old school friend who I think I have known her since I was 8 years old. And she moved away a few years ago, and she had a young daughter, and as life goes, you know, you just lose touch with people. So I'm going to do the same to the purple. And yeah, and then I was grocery shopping last week, no, maybe 2 weeks ago, and she was at a coffee shop with her mum. And yeah, so we just bumped into each other and we started chatting, and it was just so nice seeing her and chatting like no time had gone past at all. So we promised to catch up with each other again soon, and yeah, and so today is the day. So I don't want to go too out there with my makeup because I'm just catching up for coffee with her. But you know, I'm so much more comfortable these days going out with coloured makeup on. I used to be super self-conscious about it. So like I said, we'll see how this looks once I've finished the look off and done all the rest of my makeup, and we can take off the ring light to see how it looks in natural lighting. I think I will resist going in more intensely with the gold, and I might just take a little bit of that purple down onto my lower lash line to try and blend that in a little bit. So I'm really curious to see what colours Andrea will go for. I know that she has also gotten used to using more colour this year. She's always been more of a neutral person, and she loves peach, but she's been getting more, I think, into the greens and the purples this year. And recently, anyone who knows me knows that I love orange. And if you didn't know me, well, now you know. So and a couple of ladies that I'm subscribed to and I also follow on Instagram have mentioned how much they've been loving orange lately. So I'm sure it's got absolutely nothing to do with me. More to do with the fact that most of them are in the northern hemisphere where it's currently autumn or fall, and that's it. Orange is very much a fall color, and with Halloween and pumpkins and all the rest of it. So this is my eye look finished as far as my eyeshadows are concerned. So I'll just go over again what I put where. So I actually used the chocolate gold color on the first, like, inner third of my lid. I did use the shade So Bougie originally in the transition area, and then I've gone in with New Money, which is the pink in the center of the lid, and then I've used this purple shade which is called Live and Lavish on the outer third of my eye, and I've used this bronzy color called Old Money on my lower lash line with a little bit of purple on the outer lash line, and then I've used the shade Gold Dipped for my inner corner. So I'm quite loving it. I've got a pink, really pale pink shirt on today, so I will jump off camera. I'm going to finish my look off and come back and show you the end result. So I'll be back soon. Okie dokie, so here is the finished look, and once again I actually used some of those Becca highlighting drops in my foundation, so you can see I am quite glowy with the ring light on. So this is the finished look. I'm actually really happy with how the look turned out. Definitely adding mascara makes all the difference, and I also managed once again to use some Roulette hand collab products in it. So I did use my Melt Cosmetics highlight, and this time I actually wet the brush, so it's probably, you can notice it more on my nose. I never seem to quite be able to pick it up, and I can't see, hopefully you guys can see it as I turn. So I managed to use that. I did use my Bite Beauty lip gloss, and I also used the Hourglass highlighting stick that was for my brow bone highlight, and the blush that I went in with, I decided to use my Too Faced blush. I just swirled it around and used both colors, which I think went quite nicely, and that's in Cherry Bomb. So this is a finished look. I'm going to make sure that I link Andrea's channel in the description box. So if you're not already subscribed to Andrea, you know, I'm sure she would love for you guys to go and check her channel out. I'm very curious to see what look she created. So I have already sort of talked about Andrea's channel in my previous collab video. So like I said, I will link that at the end. But for any of you who don't know her, she is such a lovely lady, very kind, very supportive, loves to interact with her subscribers. So if that's the sort of thing that you are looking for in someone to subscribe to, you won't be disappointed. She has such a mixed content on her channel, so definitely go and check it out, like I said, if you're not already subscribed. So thank you, Andrea, for collabing with me once again. Yeah, I'm going to head over and go check out what look you've come up with. So I hope that you like the look that I created. Let me know what you guys think, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's appropriate just to go out for a cup of coffee. I did say before I went to that I would turn my ring light off, so let's see. Without those bright lights, you can actually see everything in all its glory, my lines under my eyes and whatnot, but definitely makes a difference. So what I might even do, because I've got a lot of shadow coming, is I might pop my ring light, I won't turn it on, but I'll actually pop it back on the stand in front of the window, because you can see there's a lot of light coming from this side and a lot of shadow from that. So I will go pop it on there and see with light coming straight onto my face what the look looks like. So I won't say goodbye just yet. Okay, here we go. So this is with the light straight on without any shadows. So I think this gives a much better view of how the look turned out. So and before I forget, I've mentioned before that how bad my skin has been, and it's been a month tomorrow that I've been using what's it called, tretinoin, which is like a retinol or vitamin A product, just to try, and it's finally starting to clear up. I don't have too many blemishes, but I'm getting a lot of like sebum buildup, particularly along here. And to stop myself from picking at my skin, I decided to get my nails done. So because it makes the tips really thick, which means I can't pick, because yes, I am a picker. So, but I have really struggled to get my skincare, especially things like eye creams and stuff, out of the small pots, to actually get my fingertip in there and not get all the product inside the nails. So if anybody has any tips on how they can or how they get into the skincare and apply it without getting it all gunked under their nails, please let me know. I'm going to continue to get the nails filled in just until my skin, I'm confident my skin has completely cleared up. It's not something I normally treat myself to. I am loving it though. So I find it a little bit awkward to pick things up, and that I'm definitely not used to it. But anyway, that's just a side note. And I think now it is time for me to go. So don't forget to go and check out Andrea's channel. Thank you to everyone for joining me for this video, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.